let's get into this. It is Wednesday, and we are. You can see the fading sky cam up there. We are drawing Necropolis. Let's get the trusty glove of awesomeness. There we go. And what we're going to be doing here is looking at a FedEx guy that's just suddenly arrived. Anywho, you might hear a ding dong. I'm using the sky cam, by the way, to zoom in on things like this so you can see the area that I'm working. I think that might be some kind of trap. I don't know what that is. I don't know if the corridor is doing this, or I don't think that's blocked. Maybe we have to read this. Let's take a look. Alright. We definitely don't have walls here. We definitely should not have those. Alright, so what are we dealing with? Is this area 2x? Is that what we're doing? It's a different location. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. So many dungeons in this book. Alright, what do we got? 2D, 2F. Alright, got F. Yeah, what is that X? What's behind F? Beyond the slab, no spoilers, not gonna read out this. Smooth limestone and the wall, ceiling and plastered and painted. That's cool. Alright, I'm reading what is at X, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone, so just give me a moment here. Not following this, like, at all. Alright, I'm gonna draw this, but the description doesn't really align. So I might have to just do a little bit of follow-up. With the frogs to figure this out. There's a definite oddity here. Anyway, let's draw. And we will... Do I just do a big block in the center here? That'd be kind of cool. Let's do it. Okay, so now let's just draw our wall stones. Do I need the grid on for this? Yeah, you know what, let's turn the grid on. We'll make sure our snap is off. We'll show grid. There we go. big blocks. I want to give the sense, like, you know, of a pyramid or something like that. This is not a pyramid, but I definitely want it to feel like this massive engineering feat. Purposely keeping the blocks a little rough here, just a little. You can see those squiggly lines or the chips that I do out of them. You know, screw it. We are gonna do one big block here. There we go. Big L-shaped blocks on the edges here, on the corners. Alright, nothing special about this, so let's now join up here. Heidi-ho there, noble dwarf. I see you in the background. I hope your Wednesday has treated you well. A big block here too. We're going to come through and add details to the stones like that, but sometimes I just like to throw in a little bit. You're getting more good news on your Kickstarter, really? Anything you could share? Even just the nature of the news? And when is this Kickstarter of yours? What sort of space we got? Yeah, you know, I'm gonna do a big block here. I'm gonna hit save on that one. Then I think we'll just come up to that area above, which is what, room 12. Looks like there's a statue and lots of pillars or something in there. Oh no, Noble, I didn't actually know that was a thing. Factory robbed me, went out of business over the new year. been struggling to recoup the money and find a new factory. I can't launch a new one until it's cleared up. And I think I might have found a new factory. Well, that is good news. That's gotta be a big load off. That sucks, man. That, like, it's one of the things about Kickstarters, isn't it? You become so dependent on other forces, and you're like, you lean on them. They become a crutch for you, and if they let you down, you are screwed. And you could do everything right, and then have some other force just like mess it all up. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were going through that. I should probably read room 12, huh? But I've got to be safe, just drawing blocks. They stole 3 molds worth of money too. Are you kidding me right now? See, it's one thing to like take money. It's another thing to like not deliver. But if you then gonna start like actually taking, I'm gonna call it product off your customers too. I mean, I had that, by the way. Jack and I had it years ago. One day I'll tell you all about it, but we basically had a Kickstarter go south. We had someone take a lot of money off us, but they not only took all of the money, but they kept all the freaking molds and shit. So I kind of feel you. I know what you're talking about from personal experience. It was years ago, don't worry about it. It still eats at me to this day. I don't know if I want to do angled stones like this on every corner, you know? I'm not sure. Now, Noble, are you working out of China? Is that, or is this an American thing? Was this for your potion bottle thing? Like the where you could like shake it and look underneath? No, I get the China thing. I do. It's rare in many ways that America can even compete. You just can't do it. You'd have to like treble all your prices. I get it. Part of me drawing these right now is thinking, well, you could just cut and copy from another section. You could. But I don't want to do that. Not at this stage. you know, it's easy to draw walls using a repeating pattern, but that's not what we do on the Fading channel. We do the ludicrous, and we draw every single individual stone block, because I want people to look at the map and go, did she draw every single one of those individually? That's what I like to do. If I can't get that wow factor out of someone, I've done something wrong. Well, I feel, Noble, like people are going to be watching now or in the future going, why did she just take that section and duplicate it? Because it's not what we do. I did that a little bit on Teagle, but then I would also then go back and change all of the rocks and make sure they look different. And Teagle had hundreds of walls, so from an interest of time perspective on Teagle, I think we had to do that a little bit. But I don't like to, unless there's a real driving factor, and I feel that big blocks... Teagle also had smaller blocks, right? Teagle had tiny bricks. Like, Teagle had this shit going on, you know? And we would be there forever. So I think if it's something like this... now this is going to be interesting, actually. I kind of did this block a little bit wrong. Well, unless I actually make one of these corners be a little bit different. I think that's okay. Let's do it this way instead. Is that going to bug me? That's going to bug me. I'm not going to do that instead. Okay, image. Hold on a sec. I'm going to take a look at that right now. I'm going to take a look. Now that's definitely going to bug me. So what we're going to do... Well, yeah, okay, let's do this. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna click that link of yours. That's a pretty good stopping point, actually, right there. Actually, that link's for box office. There it is. Box office, I'm glad you're here. And just so everyone's aware of what Noble Dwarf is sharing right now. Ta-ta! It is an Orpherik wearing a fez. That's awesome. Oh, he's got a little, like, birdie thing, too. That's so good. No, well, I can't see how you could possibly go to any convention and not sell the shit out of them. Hey, Mr. Valor, a mind player! But actually, does it burn through the contact lens? Or does it enhance? Mr. Valor, yes, we are doing a dungeon. More specifically, you can see in the Fade and Sky Cam above me, we are drawing this dungeon. And it is Necropolis, originally by Necromancer Games, now it's by Frog God Games, and they're going to be kickstarting at some point in the future a 5e version of this, and we are doing this battle map scale, so it's about 60 inches by 70 inches. Big, huge dungeon. We we got over the obstacle yesterday of like block styles that we were going to be doing, and we settled on this. We will, of course, be doing all of the background texture. We're going to be doing all of the block coloring, block textures, getting a nice... This is kind of it's an Egyptian feel, so we're going to have a nice sand sort of feel to this. There's going to be some good tans and shit going on. But we're basically reimagining that up there. And while this is kind of the semi-tedious part of it, it's also the part that looks good. When we get rid of these guidelines, this is going to look fantastic. Now, if you actually look up there and you look at room 3, which is this room that I've got up on the main screen right here, you can actually see that there's 2 secret doors there. So theoretically, I should be actually drawing blocks there. I should be drawing blocks there. And then in the GM version of the map, we put the little secret door symbol on it. But I should actually be making that look like a wall. I made that mistake on Teagle. Will I get confused? Now I'm gonna draw them in. We are going to draw blocks here. Not wonky blocks like that though. We're gonna try do that again. I think we have to. Then in the printed version of this, when they invariably, they being the frogs, print this on canvas for miniature play, it'll look like the wall continues. That's what we need. Tom Cartus is here. Hey, Tom. It's good to see you all here today. Thank you. Actually, I had a little bit of a scare because Jack and I have been having some intermittent internet issues. We've got fiber, so our speed is fast, and it's typically been very reliable. But I think our router or our modem was like barfing a little bit. It needed to be rebooted because our internet was just dropping. It was just dropping, and it's like, I'm not going to be able to stream. And then it just disconnects for seconds at a time. Jack did his manly thing, went down there, sorted it out, and we're good. Yeah. This area here is going to be a little bit different because we're actually in the maze, and I don't want to belabor the maze because we did a lot of that last night. But we do need to actually draw a little bit in the maze. We do. I can't fight this, so... So that means this has actually got to change. This has got to go. Yeah, okay, that's got to go too. Mr. Tom Carter, sir, thank you very much. I love the 2 alcoves, by the way. I thought the alcoves came out real good. What is our objective for tonight? I don't know. I don't know how much we can actually get done. I think tonight's going to be our first night of just solely drawing walls. And then I'll tell you what we're going to do. Tomorrow night, we're going to pick a room. And we're going to actually detail the room. And we're going to get the floor in. We're going to colour the blocks. And I think we're going to have a little swatch for how this whole thing could pan out. I think that's my plan. You're doing some in bronze? Really? Alright, so what's going on here? This is a solid wall. This is a solid wall. Okay. Second link, larger version of the statue. Okay, don't mind if I do. Let's check this out. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's kind of cool. What is this printed in, by the way? Is this like a resin? What is this? Alright, so this is the maze bit. I was about to go into a amaze you joke. We're not doing dad jokes. I'm not going to go into the details of things that we spoke about last night, r.e. the maze. Suffice to say, I just drew that line wrong. But the maze itself has to have walls. I'm just going to put a period there. No, but it has to have walls that actually have a level of thickness. If you look at the map above me on the fading sky cam, you can see that the walls are just lines in the maze area. That's all they are. And we can't do that. So, and the corridors are actually meant to only be 3 feet wide. So, if we did something like, well, I don't know, something like this. And then, like, the woody big block right here. And then, well, you know what, let's just do... Then we end up with a corridor that is approximately 3 feet wide. I mean, that's 2.5, strictly speaking. But come on. I'm gonna fill in the rest of this corridor. We also spoke about last night. We spoke about a lot of things last night, but we also spoke about altering the maze a little bit from what is in the book, and we're going to do that. We are going to have a little bit of fun with that. But that is not the focus of tonight's stream. The focus of tonight's stream is to get as much big blockage done as possible. There we go. So it's going to look something like that, and I think we'll do this little section too. Because why the hell not? Because when it comes to actually erasing the guide blocks, we're going to feel really good about it. I think these end blocks need to be larger, don't they? They need to be more like this, right? Two threes. No, I'm gonna do a 4 and a 2. Now, this area here is not a corridor, okay? That's gonna get coloured in. That's just going to be... almost imagine it coloured in black, but we're going to add some texture and colour. Noble Dwarf uses a few different types of photopolymer printers. Better than extrusion. I felt the quality of it. Honestly, it was... and the quality is just sublime. It's fantastic on the Orpheric that I have. But yeah, there's a weight in there, you know, it feels solid, it feels quality, it's great. Alright, so room 5, let's do room 5. Now, room 5 is not part of the maze. We don't have those paper-thin walls that we have to deal with. Which means we can push the stones back onto the other side of the guide. And here. So I think it would be maybe tomorrow we'll actually take a look at something like room 5 or maybe room 3, maybe room 4, but something around here, or 6, and we're gonna colour the whole section in. We're gonna do the detail, we're gonna put the props on there, we're gonna do the whole 9 yards. There she goes, making promises again. But I feel like that's what I want to do. Alright, let's finish this room. Let's do this room. And I'm actually gonna come in on room 6 has actually got a couple of alcoves that we've not accommodated for. So we're gonna do those right now as well. I love having the sky cam. Let you see what I see. Yeah, you screwed the pooch on that one, didn't you, Faden? Yeah, you did. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do a save here and hope that this works out. I'm gonna make this cornerstone a little bit larger than the other cornerstones. I think it'll be okay. We're gonna see if anyone notices when this map is printed. Can't look too uniform anyway, right? Alright, so where's my alcove? So it's kind of like, well, actually go to a wall guides. Where is this alcove? This alcove, I think, is doing, yeah, the alcove's 5 feet, so the alcove is like this. No, the alcove isn't that. What am I missing about this alcove? It's... So if that's the intersection, it's kind of starting down there and there. Is it like that? And then is it a full one in like this? I think that's the alcove, right? But then yeah, that's it. It's because we've drawn actual stone blocks that it looks weird. But I think that's right. Hey, Phantom Jen is here. Hello, darling. That looks too uniform. I should say too symmetrical. I had different shaped cracks, but I had 2 cracks on 2 different zones facing each other on the same angle going away, and that's the eye is going to look at it. The eye's going to see that. That can't work. That can't be a thing. Alright, I'm gonna do this little section, and then we're gonna delete the guidelines, and we're gonna see how this is looking. Let's just check. This is room 4 that we're doing here. So the question is, do we do room 4 and 5 and 6 before we erase the guides? I think we do. I'm going to hit save real fast. Deleting the guides feels a little bit like when we do that last coloring layer on a 6-layer coloring process. And it just starts to fill in the entire canvas, and all of the little white pixels disappear. I love that phase, and I think deleting the guides just it does it for me. Oh, now this is an interesting one. A corner on a corner. Oh, how do I want to do this? Well, you know how I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do 2 big blocks like that. Yeah. Alright, this looks good. Right, let's do room 4. Let's loop all the way around. I'm seeing sarcophagi shit in room 4. What am I seeing in room 4? It kind of influences how rough I want to make the walls. 5-foot corridors before you. The plain sandstone walls. I told you we were going to do this in sandstone. Of the passage are inscribed to rain curses upon he who dares to steal the treasury of Lahotep. Okay, right angle turn, few more feet, open room comes into view. The writings on the walls, blah blah blah. In the center itself are chairs, stools, chest, and a bed. Okay, so not too rough. Okay. Let's do this. And you know what? Let's do the other side. I'm not sure if you can actually see me drawing now because I'm kind of now getting really close to the edge of the screen, I think, for you. But let's pull it back over here. Right. Okay. I'm gonna bring up in the area 6 because I want to define those alcoves up there. So I'm actually gonna do this section of the wall here as well. And let's copy what we did on the other side. Let's just do a big block at the back of the alcove. And then we'll do a corner block. Are we gonna do a corner block? We're gonna do a corner block here. Are we doing a corner block? No, I'm not gonna do a corner block. Because it's not a corner. Duh. What we are gonna do is we're gonna do a block here. And we're gonna do a big block here. There we go. This gap there might bug me, but we'll see. The whole thing's gonna get coloured in, so I think a little bit of a gap showing will be a good thing. Alright, and let's do a 3. Yeah, I think that's as far north. No, that's north. This is gonna be west. This is far. No, look. You know what? I'm actually gonna bring up our west here. That literally made no sense. Those were words, and none of them made any sense. I am going to bring our wall up equal to the west degree of the other walls, and that's the area. And then we are going to erase our guides, and we're gonna sit back, and we're gonna go. That's what I meant to say. Alright. I'm gonna block mapped here. We got a ban. And we got a purge. Thank you, Fat Jim. So we've got a moderator in the channel who apparently isn't doing a very good job of moderating. I'm just saying, I'm just calling him out. Is this too symmetrical? Having two identical stones opposite each other? I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Because we've got this symmetricality as a word of these two alcoves, I think it'll be okay. I think we're gonna actually keep a level of symmetricality. Just as we come up this corridor. Because I feel like the eye would almost expect it and be okay with it. And we'll top it off with one more block. Apparently Jack must be in a computer game and he's not paying attention. What is the point of me having a moderator who is not a moderator? I mean, although it's not like I'm playing a game, it's not like I'm playing, like, you know... Oh, the moderator just woke up. It's not like I'm playing, like, you know, Fortnite or something and I can't actually get to my own chat to ban someone. There was a bot. Don't nod like you knew. We'll do a voted channel right now. Did Jack know? No is the answer.
As a mod, I can swing it in my favor.
I actually would argue that, but okay, we can put that to the test. Let's not. Am I gonna do the maze at the same level? Am I? No, I am freaking not. I am not getting sucked into that maze. Thank you, darling. That's so unexpected. Oh, I'll do this one. Thank you. Thank you so much, darling. You are an absolute gem. I'm saying that in front of everyone. I adore you. I do. Phantom Jen, I was thinking about Zach earlier, man. I was watching a YouTube channel. A computer dude, you know, builds his own PCs and that type of shit. It's been inspiring me to build my own PC. Ergo, starting to think about Zach. This guy had a $12,000 PC. $12,000. That hasn't worked for the last few months. And only now was he getting around to actually investigating why. A $12,000 PC. And that's when I thought of Zach. I'm like, that is nuts. To have this so much money on a rig. And you've got apparently so many rigs that you could just let a $12,000 one just sit there for a while you sort of, you know, do something else and you're not too worried about it. I am pretty sure Jack doesn't want to spend $12,000 on me. I don't want to spend $12,000 on me. But I would accept a $12,000 rig. I gotta be honest with you. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And the thing was huge. It was huge. It was so heavy. I mean, that just... I don't know. I don't know whether I feel comfortable with $12,000 worth of hardware sitting right next to me. I don't know. It seems like the type of thing that would just continually have me on edge. And if it didn't work one day, I sure as shit just wouldn't ignore it for a few months. It seemed almost decadent. It seemed decadent. And I actually like the streamer in question quite a bit. He is as entertaining as hell. But it just seemed so over the top that there could be like a computer this powerful, this costly, and like, you know, it's like, I'll do a stream on that in the future, me trying to fix it. It's like, what? Say what? This room I'm drawing here, bollocks, is part of the maze. Which means our walls bollocks to the max, because our walls really need to be doing this. Well, yeah, maybe they don't. Maybe the walls could actually open up as you're actually coming around the corner, because it's like, ta-da, you've actually found your way out of this annoying maze. Well done. So if we did that, then we could actually, why, I feel there's something wrong here. Oh, but, no, there is, right? There's, oh no, this would be the 5 foot gap. This would be the 5 foot gap. Coming up to here, then it becomes a 10 foot gap. Now, strictly speaking, well, you know, I'm gonna do this. Well, yeah. These noises form intent, okay? But what if we did something like this? Something like this. So that would be the unlabeled room right above room 5. Stay away from the maze. Stay away from the maze. I am gonna erase some guides. I am gonna do it. Actually, didn't we establish, Phantom Jen, that you could sell a kidney or something and get like $300,000 or something like that? So we could actually get a couple of machines, a much needed vacation somewhere, a small house, and Jack would still have a kidney left over. Wall guides. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to turn off the grid so we see it as more the format that we're going to be rolling out with. We're going to get rid of these guides that we've been using. I love it. Suddenly the blocks look lovely and clean. Look at that. Okay, then we're going to come up here. And we're going to get rid of you. Look, we're going to see the alcoves. Look at those alcoves come to life. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And we'll just a little bit there too. Now that is beginning to take shape. Look at those. They are beautiful. We'll just do a little bit here in the maze. Right here. That is what I am talking about. Alright, well now we can do the same here. Oh, they're nice. They're nice. They've come up actually looking pretty good. Alright, so it's a little hard to see because I'm zooming out so much. I did just hit save. But you can get a sense for how this dungeon is actually going to come together. And then I'm actually going to... let's call it just like a background mock-up. Because we're going to actually hand colour a background texture. But, like, these sections here will all be coloured in. Am I on the right layer? Yeah. Because then I can just delete this later on. So these will all be coloured in right here. And then we'll have a floor texture, which we'll make sure is obviously lighter. And then we'll have the same here. This will all be coloured in. This is coloured in. And likewise here, this will all be coloured in too. And if you look above me on the Fate and Sky cam, you can actually see these sections that I'm referring to. The blocks kind of like break the brain a little bit because it's hard to understand the dimensions, but that's kind of what we're shooting for. Bah! I think Jen, you are correct. He's gonna wake up one day in a bath of ice. I'm wondering about that center bit in room 12. I'm actually thinking about drawing that right now. Oh, room 12's description is huge. The mortuary chapel. Just inside the door is a 10-foot square antechamber. Okay, I'll take your word for that. Beyond is a hall 30 feet broad and 20 feet deep. Okay, I'll take your word for that too. Towering in a recess in the far wall is a huge white stone statue made of alabaster. Raha. Rahotep. Rahotep. Okay, well, statue, altar, we'll draw all of that later. Let's get that bit in the center of room 12 done, and then we're gonna actually go west from room 12. West on this map is north. That's west. I can't explain why. Hey, Green Lantern! Or Lutoon. Hello, my friend. We are drawing walls, and this is what we've done so far. Ignore the black bits, I was just sort of demonstrating where there was going to be coloured texture. Doesn't look like much, but she's going to be a beauty. She will, governor. Wait until we colour in those blocks, and we add those stone flags, and we colour it all in. We add a little bit of polish, we do a little bit of a drop shadow, and she will just shine, she will. I don't know why I'm doing this voice, it just happened, and I can't stop it. This is the first time in my life I've ever done this voice. Now I wish I hadn't started. What is going on? I don't know. I don't rightly know. I don't know how we got here, and I don't know how to get out of it. I thought you might have an opinion, Jack. I kind of got an opinion myself, and it's no better than yours. I apologize. Let's get on my wall block. Let's do some wall blocks. Actually, Jen, in all truth, I want to actually try and get Jack on the show a lot more, even if it's just him hanging out. Like, I did some guests for a while, and I actually want to continue doing the guests, but I want to have a purpose to it almost. I want to have more of a structured format, I suppose I should say, or I should say more of a predictable schedule for the guests. But I do want to actually keep doing the guests, but I kind of actually want to do at least once a month with Skeeter and at least twice a month with Jack. You know? Because everyone loves Jack. Alright, how's that looking? That's not looking too shabby. Gonna actually just do these corners real quick, and then we're gonna do the center of that room. It's almost like this big cutout, right? There we go. Okay, let's do this room now. I'm gonna hit save. Scoob. What is Scoob? Is that like... What is Scoob? I don't even know what Scoob is. Alright. Wall guides. We're going to turn snap back on. Scooby-Doo. When you said Scoob, I was like, okay, it must be Scooby-Doo. But I actually didn't know there was a new Scooby-Doo movie. Just changing the colour just for a moment. How was the latest Scoob movie? If it was fun and you enjoyed it, it's kind of all that matters, right? That's cool. Oh, I've still got Snap on. Control, Shift, semicolon? Yeah! Yeah, I remembered something. I'm a smarty. Actually, you know what? I want to be very careful of this. I'm not gonna do the usual corner pieces. The reason being is we'd end up with a corner, 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 and a corner, and it's gonna look false. It's gonna look like horrible. So I'm actually gonna do this a little bit differently. But I am gonna make it largely symmetrical. So if you're facing this thing, the blocks, the way the blocks fit together with the statue in the center of the alcove, visually would be symmetrical to you. You know, GL, that's an interesting point you bring up there. It has been many decades since I have listened to Scooby-Doo. And I am wondering, like, I can't even hear the voices in my head, but I'm wondering if I heard an alternative, if my brain would just not register. Huh. Like, my brain would just go, no, there's something wrong. Alright, if I'm going to make this symmetrical, then we're going to do something like this. Big blocks, right? There's a statue of Ra-Hotep himself here. This hand-forged, crafted alcove has to be big, has to be strong. Big blocks. See, now I kind of almost want to hear. I want to hear the Shaggy actor. Now, was this a movie that was for rent, or is this one of those movies where it would have normally come out at the cinema, but they were like releasing it, you know, for streaming? Was it one of them? Okay, I'm actually really kind of curious about how our current pandemic and the way that the movie studios are now, like, they're putting things out there straight away, much quicker than they normally would, right? And I've heard, like, obviously from the Trolls movie and everything, that it might change the way that they go about things in the future. I'm curious if we see a change in that way. I really am. Like, if it holds up. Hey, Miss G! And box office, that's kind of sucky for Matthew right there. That would really kind of suck, especially if you've been the voice actor, like, for all of the live actions and everything, and then suddenly, like, it's like literally you're ignored. It's like, what the fuck, man? And honestly, that makes no freaking sense. That literally makes no freaking sense. But if you were doing the voice casting, and there was a dude that had done the movies or whatever, and he's doing the live action, would you not think of him first? Miss J, this is what we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of stone blocks, girly. I have not counted them all up. I'm actually going to give this map to Noble Dwarf. He doesn't know it yet. I'm going to get him to count the blocks for me. But yeah, we've been just doing lots of stone blocks. Block everywhere. Edgeberry, I think you are probably right. And we are working, if you're new in the stream right now, we are working off the Faden cam, sky cam above my head over there. And we're just basically following all of that. Now, you can actually see room 10 and room 10. 10 and 10J. Why have they got two 10s? Anyway, there's a secret door there. So we're going to make sure we capture that. Not like that. Don't do it like this, kids. We need a secret door here. Yeah, we do. Or open it, secret door. How are we going to do this? I don't know how we're going to do this. I'm going to do this. It looks like two big stone blocks, but we know, kids, because you were in the channel, this is a secret door. Oh, and Miss J, I mean, can I remember how to do this? Sabah. So this is what we managed to do, and she's looking pretty good. I think she is looking pretty darn good. I think we're going to focus on that whole area of 11, 10, 10, 9, and we're going to bring it towards the south, which is that direction. And we're going to join up with this corridor here. I think that's going to be our objective. Now, how are we doing progress-wise? Holy balls, it is going to take a long time to do these blocks. I will put, by the way, tonight was going to be all about blocks. I'm just drawing blocks, we're chilling, we're hanging out together. I'm just drawing walls. I will do walls off camera more. Tomorrow night we'll probably actually focus on one room. We'll colour it in. We'll do the floor. We'll do the whole 9 yards. Because I don't want every stream for the next week or two to be just me drawing walls. That's boring. But I wanted you to see what my general approach was. Yeah, you're right, Miss Jake. Just did this. I was like, oh, we're making good progress. This is good. Oh no, we're not. Like everything we did last night and tonight, we've got to do like 10 more times. Yeah, I'll do a lot of that shit off camera. And when I'm not doing this, I work pretty quick off camera too. And I can do all of the repetitive shit then, you know? Because this is basically all we're doing. And you do not want to see 2 weeks of me doing this crap. So we'll get into some interesting stuff. I don't even know how I did it on Teagle. We had a lot more walls on Teagle. Oh, you know what it was? We did the walls differently on Teagle. I actually coloured in dark black all over. Wherever there was a wall, there was a big, thick, black line. Like as thick as this, right? Because then we drew the blocks on top of that. So I was actually able to just move straight into doing floors and like details and shit. Apparently the version of me from last year was a little smarter than the version that is doing this one. But this will be good. This is just a slightly different approach. Plus, I think Teagle, we had a background color like in straight away. This one, the background color is going to be the last thing I do. Alright, so actually, let's align the sky cam with where I'm at right now. I'm in this intersection right there. 8, 9, and 9. And then we have 10, and we have 10. I wonder if the frogs are actually going to do what they did with Teagle and are actually going to do any rewriting of this one at all, or if wonder if they're launching it as is. Huh. No, if they were going to do rewriting, then I wouldn't be drawing the map, right? Okay, so we're going to head over in this direction, which is towards a 10 and a 10. So, yeah, this room looked too large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's 6. It's 6 by 6. So that's good. That's good. Oh, that's a little bit of a gap there. You know, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave a dark gap there. I'm okay with that. Well, Miss J, I love you, girl. Feeling is very much mutual. We both get it. If you can just sit there and just do your thing, you knock some crap out, right? It's the same as, honestly, if I'm watching YouTube, or to some extent listening to music, and I'm mapping, I'm slower. I'm just slower. I get more distracted. That's a big eraser right there. Phantom Jen, I saw that you actually sent me a message on there. So they're not changing the map in the book. They are rewriting some parts, and of course stats change with doing 5e. Are they changing room descriptions? That's what I really care about. Like, if it's a... Let's call it... If it's a temple now, I'm going to draw a temple. If they change it so it's not a temple, then my drawing is wrong. Or are they just going to flesh out the description while keeping the spirit of the room the same? Because you know me. If it says that there is a statue of Rahotep, if they've got a statue of I don't know, my brain keeps wanting to go back to Rahotep. But if there's a statue of Rahotep, then I'm going to draw that statue. If the frogs change the description, so there's no statue anymore, you get the idea. I'm making the assumption that any description in the book is fundamentally the same. That's one hell of an assumption to have. I trust Zach explicitly. I am plowing full steam ahead. And changing shit later. Honestly, it's fine. As long as it's not whole scale, it's fine. But if I draw something really snazzy and the frogs make me change it and I lose my snazziness, I'm gonna be really upset. Like, there's gonna be a skee ball in here somewhere. I don't think there will. Brian McWhirter hasn't been in the channel for a while. I don't think we're gonna have to try and accommodate a skee ball. Not in the temple of Rahotep. I can't get it. My brain just keeps wanting to get back into Call of Cthulhu. Oh, Miss J. Yeah, audiobooks I can't do. Like, I can... Well, no, I can't do an audiobook. No, I can. I'm a liar. I'm a lying toe rag. I can do audiobooks. Classical music or an audiobook. But I can't do, like, really boppy music, because I find myself just, like, listening to music more than actually doing. I definitely can't do the movies and shit like that. Like, Jack works with, like, YouTube videos and movies and shows and shit. Like, he will literally watch Lord of the Rings while he's working, and it impacts him, like, not at all. For me, forget it. I mean, I just can't do it. So what's going on here? What is it? So there's room 12. We've got a corridor coming up. Oh, it's a little narrow corridor. That's what's going on here. I actually used to map to audiobooks a lot. I think, if I remember correctly. And then I started Twitch streaming instead, so now I can't listen to audiobooks. So kind of, in a way, it's all your fault. So I started actually painting to audiobooks, and that works out really well, but now I'm actually hoping to do a little bit more painting on stream. That might stop too. So my poor audiobooks are kind of getting neglected right now. I used to do driving to work, listening to audiobooks when Jack worked from home. That stopped as well. I am way behind on my audiobooks. Surprise, surprise. It's funny that time. For me, it's like, if the noise is not the right type of noise, I find it to be distracting. Especially if there's a visual component going too. But like listening to an audiobook, sometimes, like depending on the circumstances, like if I can't listen, if I can't engage that part of my brain in the audiobook, then I'm not hearing it, you know, I'm not hearing the book. And that very quickly becomes a distraction in and of itself. Like, for example, I don't think I could actually have an audiobook going in the background right now. No, forget the legal aspects, you know. If I had an audiobook and I was mapping and I'm like talking to you guys and girls, I would not be hearing the book. I would not be hearing the story. I would not be picturing the story in my mind's eye. Alright, let me hit save right here. Isn't the mind fascinating, Tom? That's like, you can draw, you can paint, and listen to an audiobook. And I get you, man, because I'm the same. But then certain things, you mentioned cartography, you can't do cartography and listen to an audiobook. It's like the cartography almost needs a part of the brain that's also needed to listen to the book. And you just can't do it, you know, you can't share it. And that's one of the things that honestly fascinates me about music for myself. It's like I can listen to Vivaldi, for example, and like do some of my best work, like some of my best brain work. Like my day job is in technology, and if I've got to come up with a 6-month deployment plan for some software and hardware, I can put Vivaldi on in my head, I can lay out all of these charts and graphs and flowcharts, and I can just get freaking into it, man. But I try doing the same with like Imagine Dragons, for example. No. Or even honestly the likes of Kate Bush or Enya. It's like listening to that uses a different part of my brain that apparently flowcharts needs. Or if I have to read emails, you know, I can't read emails and listen to Imagine Dragons. And I can't tell you why. It's like my brain wants to listen to the music versus read. It's weird. But Vivaldi just soothes me, man. It just strokes my brain, while my brain can actually concentrate on the words, and I can't explain it. There's been studies that show that drawing improves memory. Indeed, when I look at a drawing I did while listening to an audiobook, I can remember what I was listening to. Oh wow, and even which passage. Dude, I've heard that about music, so that's interesting. Like, I've heard that, like, if you're studying, if you have some music going and then listen to the same music when you're actually doing the test, it helps memory recollection. So that's interesting. I could draw for shit, so it's like, I'm not sure I could use that to my advantage. I personally, by the way, have a pretty shit memory. Where am I right now? Where am I on the sky cam here? Oh, B and C. We're doing B and C. You can see B and C up there. Okay. But my memory is shit. I have to write things down in order to remember them. Like, I can listen to something or read something a lot, but until I actually write it, it very rarely sinks in. If I write it, it goes in much quicker. And apparently if I'm listening to music at the same time, it just doesn't go in either. Miss J doesn't remember what she said in her dreams. Oh, now you're breaking my brain, Miss J. Because I actually remember my dreams, like, vividly. But you're right, I never actually remember what I say in them. Alright, that's kind of freaking me out a little bit. Alright, you do YouTube links. I don't know if I want to bring up a YouTube link in the channel right now, but I'm definitely going to check them out later. What is a... Okay, question. Slightly off topic, and my apologies. What is a TED Talk? What does TED mean? I see people using the phrase a lot, and I have no idea what it means. Don't like that one. Going to take that one back. That one kind of deviated a little bit too much. Technology, entertainment, design. Really? So when someone says TED Talk, I'm doing a technology, entertainment, design. I had no idea. I have been seeing that for months and months, and I have honestly always been a little confused about what TED Talk was. Like, people would say, I'm going to do a TED Talk on, and I would go, that's great, I have no idea what that is. I think... Oh, no, we're going to do this section. What have we got? 6:12. Okay, so I'm going to finish this section. So we're going to do... Let's bring the sky cam in here. We are going to do... no, A has a corridor going off that I've not drawn, so we're going to come back to that. But we're going to do A, B, C. Can we do all of those tonight? And this section here? Let's give it a go, shall we? Let's give it a go. Phantom Jen, you don't want the person who doesn't know what a TED Talk is to do a story on what a TED Talk is. Oh, I'll tell you what, you know what I would do? I would actually go, so a TED Talk is, according to Miss J, that's my source, technology, entertainment, design? Was it design? See, look, I'm already failing. Was it design? Design! I got it right. And that is the end of this speech. Thank you for coming, everyone. Really enjoyed it. Great talk. Everyone have a safe trip home. TEDx are the bullshit ones? Okay, so what's TEDx? Hey, Dungeon Tomb, good morning to you, my friend. Good morning. I'm going to show you what we've been doing right now. A TEDx event is a local gathering where live TED, technology, entertainment, design, like talks and performances. Are shared with the community. TEDx events are fully planned and coordinated independently on a community-by-community basis. The content and design of each TEDx event is unique and developed independently, but all of them have features in common. That means nothing to me. How drug dealing is like running a McDonald's. So can TED Talks be basically anything? It's just like some dude doing like a kind of a intellectual, insightful discussion on insert topic? Is that kind of what they are? Dungeon Tomb, I will zoom out in a moment, my friend, and you will be amazed. We are nowhere near doing all of the walls on this map, but we are giving it a damn good crack at our whip, we are. Mr. I learned what a pinch of salt over the shoulder for vampires was the other day. Way back, there was apparently a belief that vampires were very OCD. What? So salt over the shoulder was meant to distract them because they needed to count all the grains. Oh, that's firing up some synapses. Like, I've heard of something similar to that. But I don't know if that's a story I heard or not. Alright, folks. Salt over the shoulder stories. Go. Like, I'm not sure I've heard vampires being, like, part of the salt over the shoulder. There you go. The demon. It's demons. That's the one I heard. Jack has the version I heard. And Dungeon Tomb, be patient with me, my friend. I am gonna zoom out momentarily. But I want to get this little section right here done, and we are super close. And then we are going to erase these guidelines. We've already done that once today. And we're about to do it again. Is the spilt salt throw a pinch over your shoulder? Does anyone still do that nowadays? Or is that one of those little customs that has now just been lost to time? Like, be honest, if you spilt salt nowadays, would you throw a pinch over your shoulder? I am actually down with what we're doing here. Yep, this is gonna be good. This is gonna. I think we've actually got the last little bit, and then we're gonna erase some lines. Okay. And then when we erase these lines coming up, we're going to take a good little sort of stand back. We're going to take a look at what we've got accomplished tonight. That will be pretty much the end of the stream. And we'll take a look at what we're going to do tomorrow. So let's erase some lines. Okay. Oh, and you know what? I'm actually going to turn off the grid too. Gives us a much better sense for things. I actually like those stones, by the way, that I'm doing in that fill area. Those walls are looking good, kids. Those walls are looking good. I'm really happy with them. I kind of slightly over-erased that, but that's okay. Let's do this. 1, 2... I'm actually going to turn off the background mock-up just for a moment. How did I erase that? What is that? What is that? It was guides, right? And alright, so things like this area here. This area here, these are fill areas, right? This is maybe where we put the dead Zach. And then we've got a little bit here too. I'm not going to get too caught up on this right now. Just having a little bit of fun with it. Lovely jubbly. Then these areas here too. These are solid areas. We're going to be colouring these in. That's fantastic. Alright, so that's kind of where we actually got quite a bit done tonight. We did actually get quite a bit done. Okay, I'm gonna continue to do some walls off camera at another time, but I think tomorrow that actually doesn't look too shabby, does it? That does not look too shabby. We are gonna continue to work on the maze a little bit at a time. We're gonna add a room to the middle of the maze, as Miss J suggested last night. We do have to actually do a bit off the corner here, so let's just for now let's remember that we're gonna do that. So we definitely have to do that little fella. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. I'm kind of looking up there. You know what I mean? I think tomorrow night. So what are we going to do tomorrow night? Well, we're going to pick a room. We're going to pick any room. It might be 10. It might be 10J, I'm thinking something like maybe room 3, 4, or 5. And we're going to colour in the stone blocks, and we're going to do the floor, and we're actually... I don't know if we'll go so far as to do the room details yet, but let's actually do a spot of colouring and kind of dial some of that in. And I'll see how much I want to do of drawing blocks, drawing maze, and room details. Maybe we'll start colouring in some of these blocks, or maybe we'll actually start seeing how this is going to do. We could do an entire wing. I mean, look, this entire wing right here, we could actually do that whole sucker. We could do shadows and everything, and like finish it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump into some of the details tomorrow. This has been Necropolis by Frog God Games, soon to be coming to Kickstarter at some point. TM for 5E, a reimagining of the former Necromancer games, Gary Gygax scenario. That's the map above me. This is the map that we're redoing. But there's been a lot of that recently, hasn't it? Like, taking an original and coming up with our version of it. It seems to be that's the thing we're doing nowadays, and I'm okay with it. So I think that's a good spot for me to end the stream. We've been at this maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do some more. I don't think it's going to take too long to do the walls. I really don't. But I do have this yearning to now actually start colouring some of them in. So I think we're going to do that. We're gonna have some fun tomorrow. Love you all. Thanks for joining. I really mean that. You're hanging out with me. It's a virtual, I know, but it's like, you're my peeps, you're my friends, and you're just chilling with me, and I love you all for it. I'll back tomorrow. Back tomorrow. There were words in there. Reassemble them into something that makes sense. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Or today. For Miss J. I'll see you all. Bye.